Hi everyone, welcome. Let's learn KRITA today. The first thing we saw when we are opening KRITA is these pages. Those KRITA files are the previous files we are working on it. You can choose any files from there and work on it. This place is more of communication and web pages, so we can skip it. If we want to create a drawing page like a blank page, we need to click on the New Image section. You can see the different size of pages here. I prefer the customization page because I draw manhwa and I mostly use this size of pages. And of course you can click and write whatever page size you want. You can adjust the resolution of both. And then we can click create. You can see it now. Okay, let's go back. We open new image section and we can choose animation template if you want to use animation, or you can choose comic templates, but my favorite is design template. Here are different size of pages and you can choose anything you want. I mostly use A3 for my drawings. Okay, let's keep going. When you click on the file section, you can see a lot of options here, but don't worry, most of them won't work for us. If you click on new section, you can see the page templates like before. You can create any page you want again. And you can open your previous files. And there is another option that's my favorite one. If you want to open your recent works, you can click open recent and you can see the recent templates and pages. Okay, for example, I make a painting and I want to save this. You need to click save or save as. You can save as KRITA document or spotted formats like KRITA page. If you save as KRITA document, you can work on it later. And if you finish your painting, you can save it like PNG format, like a picture. You can see the undo, redo, cut, copy and paste options. Let's start with undo. How can we use the undo option? For example, I draw something, it doesn't look like that I want. There are two ways of undo it. First way is you can click edit and undo, or you can tap your two fingers on the screen like this. That will undo your drawing. We will talk about copy and paste options later. We can skip the view and image sections for now because we don't need it for now, of course. And let's go on to layer. You can see there are many things in layer section, and like cut, copy or paste or import. Let's say I made a drawing before and I saved as PNG. And I wanna see that picture on this file like a layer. You should click the import export section and click on import layer, and you can convert your page or layer like to a transparency mask or a selection mask. We can talk about that later. We don't need those for now. And there is classic selection options here, and you can adjust your blurriness or colors or edges on filter option, and there are settings. Let's talk about the most important thing in the settings section. Let's say I downloaded a new brush pack. Here you can see the brushes I downloaded before. How do I add KRITA to the brush pack I downloaded? Let's see. What you need to do here is to click on the Manage Resource Libraries setting. When you click on it, you can see the brush packs I downloaded before. Then you should click Import, and you can choose the brush file now. And there is a second way to do it. You can choose Manage Resources and click on Import Resources. You can import it as a picture or a brush layer like this. Okay, let's go on the place that confuses people the most and makes them say, what is it? Yeah, it is Dockers. Dockers is a section where you can choose what you want to see on the drawing page. Let's say I want to make an animation. You can choose animation curves or animation timeline. You can adjust the settings here. And if you right-click on animation curves on Docker section, you can close those bar. You can open and close the layer section too. I moved the layers in a corner. You see the layer Docker on your screen. You can click and open the layers. And of course you can add color palette like advanced color selector. You can choose any color you want here. And if you wanna record your drawing, you can open recorder or close it if you don't want. And there is my favorite thing, symbol libraries. If you making a manhwa or manga like me, you need to add text balance, so you should open those options. And how I add those speech bubbles on my page? First thing you need to do is click that text option. Select the bubble you want and drag to screen. Here you can see the bubble. You should open the toolbox for those tools. The other thing I want to tell you is this. As you can see, I can navigate the sections here, like color selector. I can move them, but sometimes when I'm drawing, I accidentally touch them and I see this box is moved somewhere else and it pisses me off. To prevent this from happening, we need to close the lock here. When you lock it, you can scroll sideways like this, but avoid unwanted shifting, like accidentally touching. I downloaded many brush packs before and you can see those brushes. Wow, I guess I have a lot of brushes. You can choose any pen you want, and this is an eraser. You can adjust the size of your brushes like of eraser too, and you can adjust the opacity of your brush. But hear me out, there is an important thing here. From here, like this top, I only adjust the size and opacity of the brush, only brush. As you see here, I decrease the opacity of my brush and you can see the brush is transparent now. But if I need to lower the opacity of my page, like whole drawing, like whole page, you should adjust the opacity from here on layer section. Brush opacity on top, page opacity on layers. And here's my favorite thing is grid and guides. Think of grid and guides as a ruler. If you click show grids, you can see the little squares like ruler, like I said. You can adjust the spacing between them, like you can increase it. You can type which size you want. And there are guides. I think guides is more important and efficient. Those lines you see when you pull and drag your pencil from the side are guides. You can add plenty of them. Let's add 3. I close the grids for we can see clearly. You can open and close the guides by clicking show guide section. And if you click lock guides, it will lock the lines and we can move them. And if I open guides, I can move them freely. You can also pull it from the top. Now let's draw lines according to those guides. So that my page is ready now. And I'm gonna close the grids and guides. Here we are. Like I said before, if you don't lock the section on layers, you may accidentally move it from another place, we don't want it. So don't forget to lock the layers. And there is a palette, but we have advanced color selector. We don't need the palette. I don't know why I added. And of course, layers. What is layers? Layers is like a pages, a different pages. We can add them top by top. We can move them another places. For example, I drew this heart and I add new layer and I drew it again, and I wanna erase this little heart, but I can't because this little heart is under our layer, like in layer 2. If we click layer 2, we can erase it. So in shortly, those are the different pages of a book. You can adjust the size of erase that drawing by clicking on that layer on that page of a book. And you can move them on top or under the previous layers. We can rename the layer like this. Okay, so this is our palette layer. You can move up or down by pressing these arrows. Now let's look at the layer in a little more detail. First, I painted my page gray. And I wrote something like this on it. Yes. Long click on the layer where this text is located and click the layer style. You can see different things here. We can adjust our layer style on this page. Let's look at stroke first. Stroke is like a frame for our drawing. You can choose any color you want and size, of course. I choose that size and press OK. Ta-da! You can see the black frame on my text. Yes, text. From now on, everything you write to this layer will look like this, with frame. You can change the color like red. Of course, there are a lot of options like drop shadow, inner shadow, or satin, gradient overlay. Let's look at gradient. Gradient overlay is like a shifting of color. For example, I make a skin color and I choose gradient overlay. I click on it. There are a lot of options like this. I click on it and here we are. You can see the color shifting like a gradient. I choose the layer style again and gradient. I changed it and here it is. Dark to light. Everything will be look like this on this layer. And there is a pattern overlay. It gives you patterns for your page, like whole page. You can open and close the gradient like this, like clicking on FX option. Now there are 3 options on this layer. First, let's look at the black. As I said before, we can move our layer up or down. If we want it to stay in a fixed place without moving, we have to lock it. You can turn the visibility of the layer on and off by clicking on this, the eye. Let's say I don't want this layer, turn it off. Let's take a look at our tools before looking the others. Okay, first, if we need making a text, we should click this T text option and it opens a vector layer. Vector layer is like a text layer. You can think of like that. You can type whatever you want and you can choose different typing styles and size and colors of your text and click save. Okay, so I don't like that place, so I have to move it. We can move it with this tool. or you can readjust the sizes of your text. It's the same for your drawings, like that circle. You can resize your circle or move your circle like this. And this tool is for cropping the page. If you want to crop your drawing, you can choose this and click the cut or copy. You should undo, then add new layer. This is important. You should add a new layer, then edit and paste. That's it. And this cursor is only for vector layers. You can move it like that. Let's skip those tools. Okay, so if you wanna make a drawing, you can't draw on vector layer. You should add a new painting layer. Let's delete those. Okay, you can choose whatever brush you want and we can start drawing. I click black color and you can see I can draw now. This tool for making a straight lines like this. This is for squares. This is circle and this is for ultimate drawings like this. And this is Bezier curve. What is it? You wanna make a shape like this? You can use it. And this tool for smooth circles like this. Well, I can't draw circles by hand, but you can choose it, of course. And I don't get that tool. Anyway, skip this. And we have multiple brushes. It's so fun to do it. If you wanna make a flower or something else, you can use it. Okay, let's move on. For example, I make a drawing and I wanna add shadow or lightning like a sunlight. We can use this gradient tool. And here it is. You can choose different colors like yellow, like this. And if I want to find the exact color of something I drew, like a line, you can choose this. It gives you the exact color. And let's move on to colorize mask. It sounds like difficult, but it's not, believe me. Let's move on. Let's say I made a sketch and I want to clean it, but I can't do this to the existing layer and I want a sketch I made below to be blurred. We should click that layer and add colorize mask. You can see the colorize mask tool. All you have to do is press this pen, like 2 times maybe. Here it is. Now this layer is transparent and I can go over it by adding a new layer. Don't forget to add a new layer. Don't draw it on current. And I can turn off the visibility of this colorize mask layer. And here it is. I open my character sheet that I made before so that I can explain the rest better. Okay, let's zoom in. And this is my sketch. And I wanna colorize it. Like I wanna add skin color on face. But when I paint, the lines underneath disappear. I want this color to stay underneath instead of that. If you move the layer I painted on below the sketch layer, this will be solved. But I came across a new problem. I just want to paint the inside of this face. Let's erase it and begin with. Now we can choose lasso tools. We have rectangular selection tool. What is it? It's like a square, but a transparent square which gives you the ability of allows you to paint only the area where the square is. I can paint in the square like this. It doesn't flow. You can choose circle or different shapes. And there is freehand selection tool. This is for a freehand. You can draw whatever you want. We should draw the face. I wanna paint inside the face. And this magic wand for selecting the area in an easy way. And there is a similar color selection too. Like it said, it choose the similar colors. If I wanna change the skins on my whole drawing, I can choose the similar color selection tool and press it, the skin color, and it will choose that color easily. Well, in fact, I don't use the rest of it actually, but here it is. You can save it by pressing that, and there is a gradient and texture of the page, and I don't know that option. Yes, and you can adjust your brush size or brush options by pressing that. You can see the options below, and there is a symmetry curve which I use a lot. When you select this, you can draw symmetrically. And here it is. I hope I can help you, because most people think of KRITA is more difficult than other drawing apps. I thought the same when I first started, and I still find something new to discover every day. See you on next lesson.